Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at movie characters who left a lasting impact despite dying early. We're excluding characters who die at the beginning of sequels since they made it through at least one movie alive. Nothing but spoilers here.
No resurrections this time.
Number 10. T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia. Thomas Edward Lawrence lived as he died, seeking thrills. Although he survived the First World War, he died suddenly in a motorcycle crash before turning 50. As far as the audience knows, Lawrence is an average civilian. That is until we cut to his funeral.
He was the most extraordinary man I ever knew. Did you know him well? I knew him.
Lawrence is given a decorated memorial at St. Paul's Cathedral with numerous guests in attendance. While many of them crossed paths with Lawrence, few knew him personally. From there, the film is told through flashbacks as we unpack the extraordinary life of T.E. Lawrence. The ending brings things full circle, as Lawrence returns to Britain, longingly leaving Arabia in the rearview mirror. A motorcyclist passes Lawrence, hinting at the tragic end to a short, yet epic life. Number 9. Casey Becker, Scream. Besides the ghost face mask, few images are more synonymous with Scream than Drew Barrymore's blonde wig. Being the film's biggest star at the time and a focal point of the marketing, audiences assumed Barrymore's Casey would be the final girl. Turns out, Casey was the first girl, establishing that anyone can die. Originally, Barrymore was attached to star as the film's true protagonist, Sidney Prescott. Barrymore suggested that she instead play the character who gets killed in the opening scene. It's only natural for the viewer to assume that a big name like Barrymore will slip through the killer's grasp. Casey's brutal death sets a tone for a slasher film that doesn't play by the rules, although it still takes the rules quite seriously.
I can hear it!
Number 8. Ellie, Up. After meeting as youngsters, Ellie and Carl's marriage flashes before our eyes. As an adult, Ellie doesn't even get a spoken line of dialogue. In roughly 4 minutes, Pixar's artistry and Michael Giacchino's score express more about Ellie than most movies get across in a feature runtime. Ellie is so excited to start her life with Carl that she doesn't even change out of her wedding dress as house renovations commence. Ellie's lust for life doesn't make her immune to tragedy and other setbacks. When Ellie's time runs out, some of her dreams are seemingly left unfulfilled. Although she's gone, Ellie stays with the audience and Carl, who ultimately realizes that his beloved wife had the adventure of a lifetime without ever leaving home. Number 7. Sam Wheat, Ghost. Despite struggling to say "I love you," Sam is ready to spend the rest of his life with Molly. Sam has less time than he assumes, however. Defending Molly from a mugger, Sam thinks he's overpowered the attacker until he looks back.
Somebody help me! Please, anybody! Help me, please, help me!
Although the movie's title is a dead giveaway, it's still genuinely chilling as Sam runs back to Molly, finding his bleeding, lifeless body in her arms. Their future together is erased, but Sam isn't ready to move on from Molly yet.
Sam, don't you leave me! Sam, hold on! Sam!
His death was no accident, and with Molly in danger, Sam dedicates his afterlife to protecting her. In death, he may even work up the courage to say the 3 little words he could never express in life.
I love you, Molly. I've always loved you.
Number 6. Eric Draven, The Crow. A year after being murdered alongside his girlfriend, Eric Draven rises from the grave to settle the score. This tale of death, resurrection, and closure eerily mirrored the film's production in ways nobody could have imagined. After star Brandon Lee died in a tragic on-set accident, it was uncertain if production could or should continue. Once Miramax stepped in as a distributor and offered an extra $8 million, the filmmakers committed to immortalizing Lee's final performance.
Everybody else dead?
You helped me. What you kept in here saved me.
When The Crow premiered, it was like Lee had returned, if only for a short time. That said, Eric eventually returns to his resting place, now at peace. Since then, The Crow has appeared in sequels and a reboot. As far as we're concerned though, Eric's story ended with Lee's. Number 5. Joe Gillis, Sunset Boulevard. This Billy Wilder film won an Oscar for its screenplay, which took a somewhat unconventional approach to murder mysteries. While the opening scene doesn't reveal the killer, we're given a close-up of the victim. Floating face down in a pool is Joe Gillis, the protagonist and narrator.
He always wanted a pool. Well, in the end, he got himself a pool. Only the price turned out to be a little high.
One might assume that knowing Joe's fate will suck out the suspense. Joe's death serves as an effective hook, though, as flashbacks detail how we wound up there. A struggling screenwriter, Joe gets mixed up with forgotten silent film star Norma Desmond.
When our picture's finished, I'll buy you a boat and we'll sail to Hawaii.
Stop it, you're not going to buy me anything more.
As Joe's career reaches a promising turning point, Norma confronts a sad truth about hers. All eyes are back on Nora after she shoots Joe, who won't live long enough to have a pool in his backyard. Number 4. Kane, Alien. Today, we all know that Sigourney Weaver's Ripley is the face of the Alien franchise. Going into the original classic, though, it wasn't clear who the protagonist would be. For all we knew, the story might center on Dallas, Parker, or Kane. Of course, the latter is taken off the table a little less than an hour in.
That craft's gonna eat through the hull.
After an alien creature detaches from his face, it appears the worst is over for Kane. Unfortunately, this is only the beginning of Kane's misery, and also the end.
What's wrong?
What?
Enjoying what will be his final meal with the Nostromo crew, Kane makes everyone lose their appetite as an alien bursts through his chest. Kane may be the first victim, but his death made him an icon. Number 3. Charles Foster Kane, Citizen Kane. Often hailed as the greatest film ever made, Orson Welles' magnum opus challenged traditional storytelling, beginning at the end of Charles Foster Kane's life.
A potent figure of our century, America's Kubla Khan, Charles Foster Kane.
Although we know how Kane dies, a mystery still lingers over his death. Who or what is Rosebud? Through flashbacks, we attempt to unravel the meaning behind Kane's enigmatic last word. The audience follows Kane from his fleeting youth to his rise as a newspaper tycoon to the inevitable downfall that leaves him alone. The price comes up short, but the answer was hiding in plain sight from the get-go. Lost in Kane's massive mansion is a sled with the word Rosebud inscribed. Kane seemingly had all he ever wanted except one thing you can't put a price on: a childhood. Number 2. Marion Crane, Psycho. Marion Crane lives longer than some of the other characters on this list, a good 45 minutes or so. In a way, that only makes her death more shocking.
Your home address? Or just the town will do.
Los Angeles.
The first act is entirely told from Marion's perspective in a story of stolen money. Not long after she checks into the base motel, we learn that the money is inconsequential, and Marion isn't the protagonist. At least, not for long. Audiences in 1960 had no idea what was coming as Marion stepped into the shower and a mysterious figure pulled the curtain open. We're all familiar with this scene now, even if you haven't seen the film. Yet, knowing Marion's fate doesn't make the build-up or execution any less impactful. Before we unveil our top pick, Here are a few honorable mentions. Doc Brown, Back to the Future. Thankfully, it's nothing time travel can't fix. No! Joe Pendleton, Heaven Can Wait. He was actually supposed to die on March 20th, 2025, which isn't far away.
Hey, my watch stopped. Look at that. Keeps flashing the same time. I'm dreaming, huh?
Gunnery Sergeant L. Hartman and Leonard Gomer Pyle Lawrence, Full Metal Jacket. For these two, boot camp was somehow more intense than combat.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Vincent Vega, Pulp Fiction. Chronologically, he dies toward the end, but Tarantino loves a nonlinear story. Fontaine, Les Miserables. The fact this surprised so many goes to show how few saw the stage musical first.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Malcolm Crowe, The Sixth Sense. While several of these deaths caught viewers off guard, nothing compares to Malcolm Crowe's. Part of that's because we thought he was alive the whole time.
But if you just let me try, you just give me a chance.
After failing one of his patients, Malcolm strives to help a young boy with a similar condition. Coming to believe young Cole can indeed see the dead, Malcolm convinces him that this could be a gift rather than a curse.
How do you know for sure?
I don't.
At first, The Sixth Sense appears to be about a psychologist trying to get his life back on track. In reality, the film is about Malcolm coming to terms with his death. Upon helping Cole, Malcolm realizes that he didn't survive his last encounter with his former patient. Although Malcolm finds redemption, it's his last act before moving on.
You sleep now. Everything will be different in the morning.
Which death had you checking your watch to see how much longer the movie is? Let us know in the comments.
Son, I have some bad news. We accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. You have about 3 seconds to live.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.